the minimum bracket from 1 to 10 to 1 to 6. And therefore, the minimum charge is going to be calculated on basis of 6 units, and it will then change to 332. That is now our new rate of 47 shillings. It is increased from that 1.84 to 47. But being calculated on the minimum of 6 units, maximum of 6 units, it translates to 332. So you look at the fact that, yes, the rates are increasing, but for purposes of the majority of our population, 67%, we are reducing the burden that they will incur if they consumed anything between 0 and 6. The other thing, customers, we will only charge 75% of the consumption of water for sewer. Say, for example, if you consumed 10 units, we'll charge you 75%, that is 7.5 units for sewer. The second thing is that we have a separate tariff for sewer. For example, between 1 and 6, when we charge water at 47 for the domestic users, we'll be charging 45 shillings for sewer. So the sewer rate is lower. Working out on average, if we looked at the consumption for the whole organization, for the domestic customers, and considered this change, we noted that this is going to translate to a reduction of 20% on the sewer charges that we are currently charging at 100%. So when that customers will be charged for the zero consumption, that is 50 shillings. Customers will be charged for the minimum that they have been paying 368.4, that is 318.4 plus 50, 368.4. We are now going to be charging them 332 shillings. I know some of you may be wondering, because we have a difference between 0 to 6 and 0 to 10, what is going to be happening between 6 and 10? We did our analysis and noted that the majority of our customers, and we have received a lot of these questions, especially in the social media, where people argue that I have consumed only 5 units, only 2 units, and you're charging me for 10 units. So after analyzing, we noted that because that is where our majority of customers are, we reduced it to 6, and also in line with the requirement by WASREB. Bond requires that the tariffs used by the company are reviewed every 5 years. Nyeri Water has been on operation for quite some time, and the last time we reviewed our tariffs was sometimes about 10 years ago. The current tariff that we are using expired in 2013. That has been, our operations have not been optimized as expected, because we have been using what our regulator refers to as a non-cost recovery tariff. Given the fact that it is based on some estimates that were in place like 10 years ago, and things have changed. Like we know, change is the only constant in life, so things keep changing, and as an organization, we need to keep also adapting to the changes. That category of the 67% of our customers, the rates are going to come down, and we have to abide to this as required by the regulators. I know the other question we'll be asking ourselves is, then, if we are making changes, who is taking care of the rest? We note that the rates will go up for commercial and industrial customers. We are circulating this copy, and it's also available on our website, so that for the 0 to 10 bracket, where we were charging them 47.77, you note that now it will go up to 75. Same applies to the government, and there will be a slight increment on the public schools. But for the water kiosks, there will be an increase of 10 shillings. However, for purposes of sticking to our pro-poor policy, pro-poor, I don't want to call them poor like we said, but our policy being mindful of those who are living in the low-income areas, we will regulate the tariff charged by the water kiosks to ensure that it remains at 1 shilling for every 10 liters. And